What up, what up? Welcome to your guide for the magical drug, isotretinoin. Quick background, isotretinoin is a form of vitamin A taken orally and is used to treat acne. Oh my god, she's an intellectual. Accutane is like the most commonly used brand name. It's like a Kleenex to tissues relationship, and let me tell you, Accutane is a hell of a drug.
Accutane
is a hell of a drug.
So I thought we would tackle this in 3 stages. Stage 1, the beginning. So when you first book your dermatology appointment, they don't automatically put you on Accutane. They'll tell you it's the last resort. In my experience, they first put me on an antibiotic, doxycycline, along with a topical azelaic acid, which helped, but didn't really work. Then we moved on to a retinoid, which like blew my face up and like really irritated it and still didn't work. And finally, my derm and I had the talk and decided the best course of action was to start me on Accutane. So the first step of that is fill out a bunch of paperwork. You basically like sign your life away. I've never signed that many releases to go on a medication before. You have to fill out the iPledge questions when you first decide to go on the medication and consecutively every month in order to get your prescription. I'm not gonna dive too deeply in what the iPledge is. I don't really know why it's a thing, but it's a thing. So you just kind of have to deal. And you take a pregnancy test. Now, as a single female in her 20s, taking a pregnancy test is hilarious because you're like, there's no way I'm pregnant. But a small part of you is like, wait, what if I have been craving pickles lately? No, I've always liked pickles. But wait, I think I noticed like a small bump. Nah, I crushed a full breakfast burrito this morning. Anyways, you can't get pregnant while on the medication because it can cause some major birth defects and they never let you forget it. The packaging is like comically riddled with don't get pregnant warnings and symbols. We get it, don't get pregnant. One of the responsibilities you have while on Accutane is to get monthly blood work done. Your dermatologist wants to like first set a base and then monitor, I think it's like your cholesterol or like liver, measuring the enzyme. Okay, I am not a doctor nor a scientist, so I don't know. What I learned later on is that the blood test also takes care of your pregnancy test. I was no longer required to do blood work after about 5 months on the medication because my vitals were stable, and then I did have to do in-office pregnancy tests. After you've filled out all the paperwork, done the iPledge, and gotten your blood work done, then you wait 30 days, which I feel like no one told me about. Like I thought I would be walking out of that appointment with Accutane in hand, and that so did not happen. I think it's mostly because you have to have 2 negative pregnancy tests within 30 days. So then you go back to the derm a month later in order to get your prescription. For my course, I did a mail-in pharmacy. They will call you once a month basically to bug you to do the questions, because once your derm sends in the prescription, they like send it, then you answer your questions, then you get your prescription as long as the pregnancy test is negative. It's just like a lot of moving parts, which I wasn't expecting. The Purge. The dreaded purge. This is when your skin is purging all of the oils to the surface of your skin, resulting in the worst breakout of your entire life. This is where you cancel your plans and become a full recluse. There were times during this I thought I would just quit my day job and stand under their bridge and ask people riddles before they crossed. Like, that sounds silly, but it's pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie to you. There were many events I skipped out on just because I was so self-conscious about the way I looked, and that sounds really vain, but my face looked like the surface of the sun and I just like couldn't suck it up and like talk to people. There's a certain point where you don't recognize your own face in the mirror because you're breaking out so badly that like it kind of honest with you. Having a breakout is normal, but when your skin is purging and your acne is so severe, it's tough and it's kind of like traumatic. I felt embarrassed, I felt gross. It's also painful. Like my face felt windburnt. If anyone's ever experienced that, I mean, your face is kind of red throughout your whole course and that's just like reality. But on top of looking crazy, it's also kind of painful when you're breaking out that much. It's a lot. So be prepared for a lot. Arguably the worst part of the purge is you don't know how long it's gonna last. I have heard people who don't actually go through a purging period, and it can last anywhere from like a couple weeks to a couple months to your entire course. I've heard stories of all the above. For me personally, I had about a month of an intense purge, and then I was still breaking out a little bit, but it was like improving from there. And I broke out like less and less until I no longer had active breakouts on my face. I thought I had bad skin before and like I'd be really self-conscious going out with any little thing and it's like, oh my god, people don't notice. Versus now it's like my entire face is textured and that's a completely different level of insecurity on your skin because anytime someone's like looking you in the eye, it's just like, oh my god. Like it's all you can think about. It's not fun. So hopefully this is just a new beginning, you know? We'll see. Obviously my skin is still bad. I don't know if it's worse or better. It's kind of just hard with like the redness and scarring to like even tell a difference. The only concern I have is that there was a chance I would have to go up a dosage to 80 milligrams. And my only concern is that I'm gonna purge more off that because I don't know how much more of this I can handle. It's just like, it's just really hard. Like I can't believe I look back on photos where I thought I had bad breakouts and it's nothing compared to this. So I know things will get worse before they get better and I know this is like a process. It's just like it's hard right now to do anything outside my apartment because I just feel like a freak with a scary face. Anyways. Along with your face, you'll also notice a change in your body. I guess I thought for some reason that the drug could just like be isolated to your face, but that's not how like medication works. Soreness, backache, extreme sensitivity, just to name a few. I didn't experience anything too crazy that made me want to get off the medication, but what you should care about is taking care of your body as much as possible to lessen the effects. Your body will be just as dry and sensitive as your face, which means body lotion, sunscreen, and protective clothing are a must. Quickly, I want to mention like the supplement trap. I know it's really tempting to take supplements to lessen some of the side effects of Accutane, to make your like purge easier, whatever the claims are. I did try some, I'll be honest, but I never found anything super helpful. So you're kind of just wasting like your time and money. And also there's a chance that there's ingredients in the supplements that you don't want in your body. So there's that. Stage 3, the aftermath. So the worst is over. You survived the purge. Congrats. I've never actually seen that movie, but I'm assuming that means you win something? I don't know. The final 3 months, I want to say, that I was on Accutane, I had no breakouts, but I had a good amount of scarring that I'm like still dealing with. And also like I have this like Swiss cheese one on my forehead that's like dented, but bottom line, you will have a lot of scarring just because your skin has been through a lot and that's only fair. It is kind of a weird dichotomy because you're still taking the drug, but you're like over the hump and you're like, no, my acne is cured, but you still have to stay on it and like follow all the rules and experience some of the side effects. It's a weird feeling. This is the time I would like forget I was on the medication and like almost forget to take it or forget why I was feeling like weird or something because I had previously been like so focused on my face that when that was no longer an issue, it was weird to be like, oh yeah, I still have to take it with fatty foods and not get pregnant, like the whole thing. Also, Accutane is in your system a month after you take your last pill. However, after that 1 month, you can start to use retinoids, which is when I saw the biggest difference in my skin. As much as I didn't have active breakouts when I stopped Accutane, I still had so much redness and scarring. But once I was able to use a retinoid, I saw the biggest jump of improvement in my skin, which is deceiving because you think the second you're off it, your skin will improve, and then your skin slowly comes back to normal, like as far as dryness and sensitivity. To conclude, I wanted to just do some like rapid fire I wish I knew. new / lessons, don't pop it. It just makes it a bigger issue. The state of your skin is temporary and always improving. Your insecurities are not everyone else's insecurities, so they're rarely noticed. I would almost guarantee while you're feeling bad about your skin, someone else is admiring something that they wish they had within themselves. I hope that made sense. Keep your skincare routine super simple. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. Anything else is unnecessary and may just further irritate your skin. Sunscreen is your best friend. Use it. It's not even funny how little of time I had to spend outside to get a sunburn. Don't tell anyone you're on Accutane. It just makes for an awkward conversation and then that person is staring at your face. Blisters, man. I got blisters on my heels from walking. Blisters on my hands from kayaking. Any kind of repetitive friction, I got a blister. You can't wax on Accutane. It's called an epilator. Epilator? Look it up. Cancel your plans if you don't feel confident enough. This medication can affect your mental health on a chemical level, but also when you're lacking confidence and not feeling like yourself, like there's a lot of different factors that can make you feel really crappy on this medication. So just check yourself and reach out to people if you need help. You're not supposed to drink on this medication. Personally, I lived my life, and let me tell you, the hangovers are worse. Finally, cherish the times that you don't have to wash your hair when on Accutane. Those were the days. Those were the days. I hope this was helpful if you are in the thick of it on your journey. Hate. It's the worst. It's the worst, okay? But it's so worth it on the other side. So just like hang in there. Have a great day. Bye.